Okay, here's a typical Mahara page. It's got some good content, it's got some text, it's got some images. A bit further down it's got a couple of papers up as PDFs. It's set in 2 columns, and one of the things people notice fairly early on about Mahara is the headings don't tend to be very big. There's a way around both of these issues. So we're going to go into edit this page, and we're going to look at creating a bigger heading. What we do basically is take a text box and just make that bigger. So I'm going to insert a text box in here. I'm probably just I'm going to have it at the top of the column. We're going to have it after the first thing we've got here, and click on that. Right, we get rid of block title because we don't want that, and I'm going to type in duckweed. Okay, I'm going to select that. Go to paragraph and make it heading 1, which is the biggest one we can get. You make it bold, you make it italic. There's not a lot more you can do, but this is fine. So suddenly we've got a nice big heading for that. If we've got a display page, it certainly stands out and will allow you to separate the various parts of your Mahara profile or your general Mahara page more effectively than just the little ones. Okay, so go back to edit this page. Now, as we discussed, it's in 2 columns. There's lots of things you can do with layouts. Now I'm going to do a little bit here, but you'll find out that once I've shown you, it takes quite a lot of dragging of stuff around. So, though it's straightforward to do, it's a little bit time consuming. There's a number of different things you can set up. You can set up directly, for example, a single row followed by 2 columns followed by 3 columns. There's more advanced options available. 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, etc. But then there's the create custom layout, which is probably the most useful one. Right, so I'm going to click on number of columns. I'm going to start off with 1. So we're going to have a row effectively, 100% of the page width. I'm going to add another row, which I'm going to have with 2 columns. It defaults to 3367, so we're going to make that 50-50. I'm going to add another second one, again 100%, and a 4th row, which will be 2-2, again 50-50. So I click on create new layout. Now when we go back to the original page, you'll find everything appears to be just in this one. That means we are going to have to drag things around a little bit to get them in the right place. So we click on save, and it comes up here and everything appears to be just in 1 column. That's because everything is in the first row basically. But if you select anything down here, you'll see below that these things suddenly appear. So we can then start to move stuff around. So we can take that and we can move that over there. We can look to add in other headings. If we just remind ourselves of where we are by picking anything up, we can see there's a heading down there. So what I'm going to do at the bottom is add another page. I'm going to go right at the bottom of the page, in that one there. And we're going to call this is another section. Spelling's gone to pieces. Again, we're going to make it nice and big. Click on save, and we will look down here somewhere. This is another section. So when we look at this in display page mode, we've got all these things at the top still in the original column, but when we get a bit further down, we can see we've got 2 columns again. So I say I haven't sort of done everything, but I'm going to nip out of here for a second, pause the recording, and then arrange everything as I want it. Okay, so here we are. We've got a row across here, then we've got 2 columns, another row, 2 columns, and then the 2 papers at the bottom. Okay, absolute top tip, just the final thing, is when you're moving stuff around, you can use the controls in the browser to reduce the size of the images so it becomes much easier to drag stuff around. Okay, so there we are. Hope that was helpful.